What's up, my blocked buddies? Welcome to Blocked Content. You need to be here for all your NX, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild news, everything on Nintendo, everything on video games, movies, and films. Right now, we're actually checking out a leak that happened very recently. I think this happened yesterday evening, and we're looking at it right now. This is actually a leak of Figma, these awesome figures made by the Good Smile company. And they are actually action figures of popular characters from games and movies, and they all really focus kind of on Nintendo characters, and one of these is the world of The Legend of Zelda, and they've done a lot of things from The Legend of Zelda, including like chibi versions of them, and people really love the figures of Figma because what they do so well is they are very posable, also very detailed, and they are customizable. And what all of that means, I'm going to tell you in a bit, but briefly, I just wanted to talk about there has been this leak that just happened about The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And for those of you who don't know, this is the new Legend of Zelda game coming to the Nintendo NX system and also to the Wii U. It's one of the most hyped games of this moment. I think it will end up being one of the biggest games from the Wii U even, and I think maybe even the best game in the Legend of Zelda series. So seeing this being represented already by figures is just amazing. We know there are amiibo coming of this franchise too. There's actually a horse Link amiibo announced, and also one with a bow, and also one with a guardian, and we can expect, I think, a lot more, but right now we're actually looking at the Figma for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's Link, and he's actually called Link. We know that from the gameplay and everything that we've seen from the trailers. Link is just called Link in this game because it is a story, it has voice acting, so you can't choose your own name anymore in this game. Maybe names for other characters or your horse, but this is Link. And what I think is really special about this leak is that, mostly we hear leaks about games, we hear leaks about, functions of a new console and all that kind of stuff. That simply just isn't happening today. What is happening instead is we're getting a leak of some sort of action figure. And what's cool about that is that in my days of reporting on news, I always remember that when a new movie is coming out, like a movie based on a big franchise or something like Star Wars or something, along the lines of just a big Hollywood blockbuster movie, like a Marvel Studios film or a Disney movie. And always when leaks come about, it's these things like, oh, wait, an action figure has leaked that was, used to promote the movie, and this action figure is showing that, oh, this character will show up in the movie, so it can, be used as spoilers. For instance, we had, of course, the new Star Wars movie coming out, and I think there was a figure that released. If you don't want spoilers for the new Star Wars Force Awakens, just click away right now, just skip ahead. But there was a figure that showed Rey from Force Awakens using a lightsaber, and that was of course revealed at the end of the movie, so having that being spoiled by a toy was kind of weird. And these leaks happen because these toys are, of course, they need to get made long before the movie is finished, because that process takes just so much time in doing the marketing and creating the toys and shipping them to different countries. So it's not a big surprise that this is also happening with The Legend of Zelda, but it kind of doesn't really spoil anything other than there are toys coming of this franchise, which I totally love. I think they're treating the Legend of Zelda series with so much respect lately. Everything from the Goddess Symphony, they're traveling the world with a symphony orchestra of The Legend of Zelda, and I just think that they're treating the franchise so well with their anniversaries and the new game, and just doing all these awesome events, and now with merchandising as well, with the amiibo even. But having this Figma figure of Link from Breath of the Wild is just amazing, and we can see so many details on this, and even the clothing on it. I just want to dive into it. So what the Good Smile company does really well is give you so many options of displaying your figure. If you want Link to be in a simple pose, of course you can do that. If you want to have him in his signature Super Smash Brothers pose, or create him from the exact render of Twilight Princess or whatever, have him be action or battle ready, have him jump, slash, or maybe even just have him sheath his sword a little bit, or maybe use a different item like his bow or a ball and chain or whatever. All of this is possible, and they don't just have Link confirmed right now. We will talk a little bit more about that, because there was also a Twilight Princess update for these Figma, and I just think it's so amazing. You know, they've done things like Link from Skyward Sword, they've done Link from A Link Between Worlds, they've even done these Nintendoroid figures who are little chibi versions of the characters from Link and Zelda from The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, and even one from Majora's Mask. So yeah, I think they're treating that franchise with so much love and respect, and you know, just seeing what they can do. You know, the original Figma says the hero guided by the Triforce joins the Figma series. There's also, you know, different versions of this character available, and it says that this Link is a special edition featuring various additional items. So that's a very cool little detail. You don't just get, you know, you don't just get the Link figure, but you get a lot of things with it. And it says, yeah, it's using the smooth yet posable joints of Figma. You can act out a variety of different scenes, and that's of course what these are used for. You can put them on your shelf and just create the most awesome battle or the most awesome pose that you want. And he comes with 3 faceplate, kind of switches, including a strong-willed and confident expression, which of course we know Link to have, a powerful shouting expression, so maybe for sword fighting or like a cool powerful move, or shouting to an enemy, maybe if you have like an enemy figure, or maybe like a Mario enemy like Bowser, that would be funny. Kind of like a Smash Brothers throwback, right? As well as an expression with clenched teeth. So this could also be used for fights, or maybe even if you make animations like stop motion stuff, that would be very useful to change his face. It also says that the shield can also be displayed carried on his back, just like you can in the game. So I think that maybe we can do some shield surfing with this too. That would be very cool. And of course an articulated Figma stand is included, which allows various poses to be taken. So as you can see, it's being treated with lots of love and respect, and I just think that it looks really amazing. We're just going through the figures right now. We can see here Link from, of course, Breath of the Wild. You can see he has his classic hood, and I say classic because we've seen this hood in the very first trailer of Breath of the Wild that was released long before we knew that the game was being called Breath of the Wild, and we saw Link in this hood, you know, this hooded figure, and we knew kind of that it was Link, but he's wearing blue instead of green. He has this hood over his face. What is this? And the hood, I think, is kind of a throwback to what happened in Twilight Princess, where actually, you know, Princess Zelda wore like a robe to hide her identity, and I think this might be a very cool throwback to that. And I think it's just really cool how, you know, it's real fiber, like it's real, it's just real the substance. It's not just plastic, and it looks really cool. So having that be on the figure, you know, kind of makes me think, what if this is a collectible in the game? You know, if it's that signature to the character that it appears both in the trailer and it has, you know, a pose on the character, maybe this can, you know, be unlocked in the game or be found in the game, and it can, you know, make your character more resistant to the cold. So it could make you warmer. So if you are walking through a snowy plains area, then it would actually, you know, not get your health dropping down. And I've played the game for many, many hours, and I know that walking through that icy area without any clothes, without any, you know, good extra clothing to keep you warm, you're gonna die. You're just done for. Now in another pose, we see Link here with having one of the new expressions that you can change on his face, which I really love because it just does give you so many more options, and it kind of shows how emotive Link is getting. Because yeah, we already know Link will maybe show a lot more personality in the new game. He's being, you know, maybe even resurrected, so there's a lot of history to the character. Really hope that shines through, and I love this expression because just in this pose it just looks kind of weird, but I think that it will ultimately be used in like action movements for Link himself. And I love that you can already see that he's carrying all of his power, all of his you know, items and stuff on his back. That looks really cool. And in this pose I especially love because it's very close to one of the artworks, and they've, you know, remade it perfectly. You can see his clothing is just so real, and you can almost, you know, touch it. And if you have the figure, you actually can. Just look at those pants. Looks really good. And we can actually see here that Link has sheathed his sword on his back. And he has all of his items right there on his back, which looks so cool because in the game, you'll be carrying a lot of items and you need to see that. Your shield and your bow and your sword. But Link has his bow out right now with a very cool, serious, calm expression on his face. And he has what looks to be like a normal bow, like a normal arrow too. And this is of course the one, I think this is called the Bokoblin bow, that you can, or the Boko bow or something. And you just find this very regularly around the world. There's nothing really special about it, and that's what I love. All these items are kind of expendable. That's what I like about the game. It's not just, having the Master Sword and the Master Shield. You're just a regular guy fighting these things and defeating enemies with limited means. And now also we can see in this next picture, which is also based on one of the original artworks, which I think is really well done in these pictures. Link is actually using his new arrows, and I think this is like the extra power-ups that you can get in the game, kind of like stasis and kind of like the energy bombs and stuff like that. And it's rumored that there's also arrows of energy, and there's a lot of Nintendo footage showing these arrows. I haven't had time to practice with that myself in the game. I do know that these are quite powerful, and of course Link used this in the trailer as well, firing right on the Guardian in his eye. So very happy that they included that in the set as well. And in a different picture, we can see Link's very serious, evil expression on his face. That just looks so fierce, and I kind of like how manly he looks in these pictures. In the game itself and kind of in promotional material, a lot of people are saying, Link looks kind of maybe not feminine, but in touch with his feminine side, like maybe just a little bit too much, even to the point that people were kind of saying, hey, wait, is this Link maybe a female? Is this kind of like a Zelda Link or Link Zelda? I never really thought that was the case. It's just like the style kind of based on Ghibli animated movies. But I like that in this artwork he just looks like a badass, like ripped dude. Looks really cool, and it fits his character quite well. Because having the long hair and having kind of the very colorful palette could be mistaken for a girl pretty quickly, which is not a bad thing. But I think it needs to be very clear that what you are playing is a male protagonist. I think that will have impact on maybe the story. I think that will be very helpful for the timeline as well, knowing what kind of Link this will be, so people can connect it actually. And some people have pointed out already that actually Link's design on his shirt has changed, because as you can see here, the crest on Link's shirt is actually shaped like a sword of sorts. Maybe it's actually shaped like the Master Sword. So maybe, because everyone's rumoring that his clothing is kind of based on the Sheikah tribe. Maybe the Sheikah tribe has something to do with, the Master Sword. Or maybe they found the Master Sword. Maybe they worship the Master Sword. And seeing that being reflected in the clothing, it's kind of like, hieroglyphs or something. If they worship something, they would draw it. And it kind of feels destined for Link to find this object. Maybe that's a big part of the game too. We've seen the Master Sword in the trailer. It's even in the logo. It's all rusted. So that being a big player in the game, it doesn't surprise anyone because it's synonymous with the Legend of Zelda franchise, the Master Sword. But still, having it be on your clothes is kind of like a big hint to, hey man, maybe you need to go look for this Master Sword thing that everyone's talking about. So in another picture, we can actually see Link has equipped his shield, which looks really awesome. He just looks so fierce. His boots are of very high quality. I just love that, he's so battle ready in these poses. And I like that he's wearing all of this gear and all these straps. It just looks really well put together. And I just hope that the quality is good so that it doesn't break or shatter quickly. We also have this exact same shot only from the back, so we can see Link's quill with all his arrows in it, and also how his shield looks on his back. So like they said in the official description, you can also put Link's shield on his back. I wonder if we will get to pose Link in like a shield serving pose. That would look really, really awesome. Now, concluding this, there are also a lot of items on Link, and a lot of these items are like the standard issue items. And going through this, there's the general shield that you find very early on in the game. There's also a normal arrow, and I think also a few extra arrows in his quill that you can have on his back. so you can actually equip his arrows. And there's the Sheikah Slate also, so it's kind of like his iPad thing that he uses to get new powers, and also, of course, to use to see the map in the game. And it's a very useful thing. You download different things on it, and it kind of does the teardrop thing to read new information, and it reads inside of the eye. So I'm very happy that they included that, and it looks like it's all made from real leather material, and you'd hope that it would feel that way in real life. So it's really, really cool to have that sort of real connection to the game too, to kind of make it feel, kind of like a movie almost, kind of like it's real. It also has, of course, the bow, and I don't think this is anywhere close to being the hero's bow or something like that from the franchise. It's just a bow. I think even the bokoblin enemies have made this, and there is also a magic arrow, like a one of those things that you unlock later on in the game by clearing out one of the shrines. And it looks really powerful in the game, and I'm happy that they included it. It probably means that it's a big player in the game. And there at the bottom is Link's trusty normal sword. It's not the Master Sword at all. I love that they're marketing this game not just by the items that everyone knows, but they're keeping that reveal hidden for now. Even in The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, they even had the Master Sword showing pretty quickly in promotional artwork. They don't do that with Breath of the Wild at all, and I commend them for that. That's really awesome of them. So that's everything at this point for the Breath of the Wild leaked character figures of Figma. I think the Good Smile Company has done an amazing job, and I can't wait to see other characters. Could there be a Ganon figure? Could there be, Calamity Ganon figure, maybe a Zelda figure of some sorts from this game? That would look really cool. I wonder what you guys think of it. And just as a little teaser, I would like to say that on the website of Good Smile, which is goodsmile.info, you can also already order a Figma Link Twilight Princess version, and there's also a DX edition. And it says the hero guided by the Triforce joins the Figma series, the Figma Link Twilight Princess version. And it's including a ton of cool items. And actually, it does have the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield both included. And it just looks really cool. The DX edition includes the Ordon Sword, which is not the Master Sword, the hero's bow and arrow, ball and chain item, Hawkeye, and the claw shot. So I think a lot of these things look really cool on Link, especially Hawkeye. The claw shot comes with both open and closed claw, which can be interchanged to recreate different poses. So that's so cool. We're gonna take a quick look at them. I think just this looks incredible for a figure, and there's even a surprise right at the end, because we can already see right here Link's pose. I think this is very close to his pose from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, actually, and it just looks really cool. They used the Twilight Princess design for Smash Bros. Brawl and Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, and I think that's just one of the best Link designs ever. I don't really like the green. The green is just too drab for me. I think they could have chosen a little bit of a better green color, kind of brighter, kind of, more towards the spectrum of having a lime green, which I think fits Link a lot more. But I think this is by far one of the best designs that Link has ever had in any game, and I look forward to re-experiencing that maybe very soon. We've also seen, that Twilight Princess kind of opening for the Wii U showing, kind of that teaser. So I just love this outfit so much, and I think that Link will look very close to this even in a new Smash Brothers game. So we can also see Link is using his trusty claw shot. There's also a helping hand on the side of the stand that is helping the claw being opened, and it looks awesome. And Link has his hand open and his claw shot in hand. Looks really awesome. Having his bow and his Hawkeye kind of faceplate on his face just looks so cool. And this bow design is so much better than the Breath of the Wild one. It just looks so fierce and clean, and I just love it. Also, of course, the ball and chain item, which I thought was one of the coolest items from that game. Very original. And of course, it has its trusty stand too. Look at Link's face, actually. Link looks so fierce holding that thing in his hand. Also, this is the slashing forward thing, so if you target an enemy and you hold forward and you press A, I think this is that exact pose, and it looks cool, Link has the Master Sword instead of his normal, Ordon sword. I think it looks cool. Now, we're coming to a close on this, Link with his shield and his sword, but we also have something very cool. We have Princess Zelda. Now, I love this. I love this figure so much. It looks really cool and really detailed. As you can see in her face, the details are just there. She also has interchangeable parts, and I actually need this. I need this figure. What I don't really like is that they've made Zelda quite chesty in this version, kind of like how she looks in Hyrule Warriors, actually. I don't know why they needed to do this. Maybe there was no other way in the figure. I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but it doesn't really fit Zelda to me. I think it's a detail that they didn't really need to add. It's a little too much for my taste. It doesn't really fit what we know the character is, but I guess it's good for people who like that sort of stuff. But whatever. She has a very cool bow. I think this is like the light arrows, and it looks really cool. This is her final smash in Super Smash Bros. As well, and I'm very happy that she comes with like an action pose because that fits Zelda very well. Zelda was never the sort of princess that just sits in a tower and cries to herself. She always helps Link out in adventures, and always does something to help Link aid, and kill the bad guy with something awesome. And in Twilight Princess especially, she just shoots him in the face, and I love that about Zelda in that game. So very happy that Zelda is actually included. This is how she looks from the back. Very cool seeing that split dress and how her hair looks all braided up like that. Very, very cool design. And here we see Link and Zelda together as the awesome duo that they are. And of course, Zelda also has her sword from Twilight Princess, and seeing Link from the back right there, that's a hero. That's a very cool original design. And I just love how this looks. So that's all that I could find at this moment. We're always, on the search for new NX leaks, stuff like that. This was the closest that I could find at this moment. Having a leak for, a figure for an NX game is very close and very useful as well. But just seeing the figure and just, knowing that we want it, that's, worth a lot more than just a simple leak, maybe or maybe not. I think that this being confirmed, we just all need this. I kind of need this on my desk right here. Like, I need this on the blocked content office. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys look forward to a lot more of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild news. And of course, don't forget, you can always subscribe to blocked content to keep up to date on everything that we do. And you can also win a very cool Super Mario Maker goodie. You can see it right here on the screen. It's very simple. You just put down a comment why you should deserve this very cool Super Mario Maker goodie. It's actually magnets that you can put in your fridge and create your very own Super Mario Maker level. And trust me, it's very cool to make your own level. So leave a comment and you could be the winner, and we just send it to you. We'll pick a winner and we'll send you the thing. It's very cool. Hope you guys do that. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will send it up, and do a lot more when we hit 1,000 subscribers, because that's a big thing. Anyway, I'm very happy that you guys like the videos that we're putting out. Please leave a comment. Will you be getting this very awesome figure? If so, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to pose him in the very cool bow poses? Are you kind of like keeping it in the box like a collector? I want to know, are you guys getting this thing? Because I'm very tempted. At least I love the Breath of the Wild design, but I'm also gearing towards that very cool Link and Zelda from Twilight Princess. Anyway, hope you guys like this video. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Squared Things. That's of course blocked content, Squared Things, whatever, you guys know what it means. I have so much hype for this game. Breath of the Wild, can't wait to see it, can't wait to play it, can't wait to learn more about the game. And if you can't wait too, then just subscribe, block content. We'll see you guys later.